locations. It is the open field battles that's the weakest point of NRX 432 that I hope to see fixed in here today, Neptune.
We'll have to find out if that will be fixed, but this time winter will not be coming, though there are snow in this map. We still have the Jackal gameplay that might be coming in from Meow from the Vita. So we'll have to find out whether they will drop as well as take those Jackals, and if it's only NRX 432 that will be challenged, especially as their favorite location is the farm. But as we can see, hot drops not yet from the first team who have jumped already, and there you go, as the teams are already moving in. Estate will be taken by 2 teams, and we'll have to find out who will survive this battle, AJ, because Estate, though it is a huge map, this is a huge area of the map, it's not so much that they will be able to get away because of the open area in there as well as the elevation that you can get, especially from that mansion.
I have to agree, right? The mansion makes a huge difference in all of those battles. But look at Team AMT Prime. They're already commanding 2 of those Jackals in this matchup. They are playing something totally different in this day. And I'm excited to see exactly what sort of fun they can bring into Grand Finals day number 1 with those Jackal plays. As we take a quick peek here at Team H as well, Team Dow Vitas, a lot of promise from them. Dre flying around, and Claudia, as he hops on out, they abandon those Jackals only to replace it. Now, I don't really know exactly what is the plan here from Almighty Prime, but it seems to be a little bit of a curious one. They're parking it all. And I believe dormitories is going to be a place where they chill for a little bit. Nobody else is here. There's a chopper in the vicinity as well. I'm liking the strats out of AMT Prime at the moment.
And what I think what they're doing right now is taking that away from the hands of the Vitas and on to their side, because we know dormitory is their house. I mean, houses, because of the number of buildings they have. Like, even one member can take one building and then they can just loot all the way. And with those Jackals in play, as you can see in the minimap, is 3 Jackals in there out of the hands of Vita. So a lot more that they can take advantage of this, because they will not be disturbed earlier, similar to what we've mentioned for the side of 432. Because so far that has been the weakness of some teams, and distraction as well, breaking the tactics that they put into play.
Let's see how they break those tactics very well, because this is so far a plan, and the plan can only be judged upon execution. So far, stealing those Jackals, dropping it into a compound that they're comfortable with so that they can loot up and then use those Jackals, use those vehicles to maneuver around the battlefield. I think it is an excellent strategy, but if they cannot execute it to perfection a little bit later on, that's where the problem then starts. But the team of 4 Kings, this is a compound that they have made their home, and I love this. And I'm surprised that not many other teams have actually gone in to challenge them for this drop spot, because if you ask me, it's one of the most consistent, valuable drop spots that you can find in the game at the moment. What we have done is we have banned out all of the upgrades that you can get within New Vision City, within the new update, but we haven't really banned out New Vision City itself, which is a consistent high-tier loot zone, Neptune.
Yeah, there's a lot of compounds in there that has a lot of loots, and even if you jump in onto and go get that card, jump into where you can challenge all those AIs and get pretty much a lot more of the loots, and that is just a good start for the 4 Kings Aces. Well, it's more of the start, but how can they work it out towards the mid as well as to the end? Yes, they have a chopper in there ready available in New Vision City, but the rotations need to be prime for them to be able to get a good location and start off the early engagement. As the early engagement right now, AJ, is happening between this team of Vitality as well as Vitas.
Fantastic opportunity here for Vitas as they reposition Vitality. 1 player taken out of the equation already. The rest of them scramble for a defensive position. The high ground advantage taken by the players out of Vitas. But Vitality scramble all out there on the battlefield. All they want to do is retrieve that dog tag and not engage so much. Shy slowly circling around towards that right-hand side, but all alone. Shy will be in a lot of trouble and will give the team a lot of trouble if he's taken out of the equation here, Neptune.
Yeah, it's a 1v3 situation. The moment Jabi and Meow will be in here, and the rest will just be roaming around. Now, Shai needs to be very quiet right now, but no, there's not much of quiet that he can, because Jabi will be in there. Only a few HP. The backup is in there from the side as well. It's a good start in there, but Jabi, because even if he gets knocked down, at least they have location of where Shai will be, and then the backup can easily take them down. Now, I think we still have one left for this team of Vitality, and that has, as we've seen earlier, has already fled the scene and might be coming back later on. The question is, will Vitas be waiting for the dog tags to expire? Because this is a good advantage for them, just in case they don't want Vitality later on towards the end of the game.
Yeah, but there's no reason to not want Vitality towards the final circle. The probability is Vitality is not going to be making it through to the final circle a lot, looking at their performance in semifinals one. But if you also compare that sort of performance to your own, then the team definitely knows that it might be a good idea to just gatekeep those dog tags, because that's extra 3 points on your side. You've just managed to take one, and that's the perfect bait. The team will surely be coming back for the dog tag because it's super early in the game, and that circle is nowhere near to pressuring these teams off of it just yet. And it looks like Almighty is not as proficient at playing those jackals. When we saw Winter up in the air with it, those guys were just zooming up and down non-stop, man. But it seems like Almighty very quickly abandoned those jackals the moment they are targeted by the FH Chase.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of confidence that you have using the Jackal, really, as well as a proficiency. But as we can see, a lot of teams has already been pulled in by this Arsenal draw, and it is 8XP who will be taking the lead, pushing out Almighty right now. The battle continues, and the Sync was able to take down Fright in the process, AJ.
Arsenal drop, obviously one of the biggest prizes to contend for, because instead of just depending on the guns that you pick up off the battlefield, you get to bring your modded gun into the game, something that you're super comfortable with. Mizuki Cutie has got the Jack from his arsenal, and he seems to be absolutely dominant from up top on the battlefield, but the rest of his team members abandoned him, leaving him all alone to deal with Almighty. And now Viper's caught in the middle. The rest of AXP, they're not taking the fight up against the rest of these teams at all. AXP Eternals, they scramble, but they have already gotten their loot out of that Arsenal drop. And I believe that's all they are aiming for. Almighty Prime, just a little bit too slow to the party. And they might just be the biggest losers here, because not only have they not secured a single kill as they dropped in there for the ambush, but now they're scrambling towards the very edge of the circle, hunting down players to take down. And this is a team that already has fished out their guns from the Arsenal drop. So this might be a problem. Kimmy SH has the M21. Chase trying to get away, but he gets tagged up as well. Kimmy, can he run away to safety? Has got his armor broken, 67 HP. Very good adjustment from Kimmy SH, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. The guns out of the arsenal to make the biggest of difference, but the response time from AXP Eternals just needs to be tweaked, Neptune.
Yeah, it's a 1-3 split right now, but the problem is Kimmy is left here alone. It's not together with a team, and a good push by the rest of the team to really move towards Almighty Prime. A good location right now has been taken by the rest of the team of AXP Eternals, and Kimmish is still up top. Now, given that information to Almighty, they might be just shooting them down, especially with the snipers on their side as well. Chase will be in there targeting them, thus Kimmy will be falling back and just taking this warehouse to their name, and they need to move towards the next phase of the safe zone. Though it's still early, with the 40 seconds, they need to get a better position, because Kimmy, as we can see, is one of the snipers that can put in a lot of damage as well as information, and that will be the advantage of AXP Eternals at that point.
Yeah, and E-Phoenix, one of the better teams out of semifinals too, as they take this battle now. Let's see exactly what they will bring into the competition. Semifinals won, my apologies, because one of their direct competition was Vagabonds Esports themselves. And although they did manage to scrap away that second spot, they could not hold a candle to the performance of Vagabonds Esports. Vagabonds Esports ended the competition with more than 100-point lead over Team ENE Phoenix, but that's something they can change in here today. Burn gets taken out by the all players from the side of Four Kings, I believe. Ainra with a off-screen shot down onto Merc. VBV, they want a lot from this equation, and they are out for the hunt. ENE Phoenix, they are in a lot of trouble here, Neptune.
It's two members going in against Assassin right now. Sucre trying to get away, but Ainra has spotted already the Sucre that got away. Oh! Sucre will be out and almost taken down as well was Assassin, but get away with that snow. But the chase of Ainra is still on. A rotation will be the best thing that Assassin can do right now, but going in and snowboard in not snowy area will be a little bit too slow, and I think Ainra might be able to catch up as well, especially on this hill, and the rest of the teams will be on the other side. So it will be Assassin right now trying to be assassinated and being run down, and hopefully he'll be able to get away and get out, but not so much in there on what we are seeing right now, AJ, because the vehicle might be the death of Assassin, but still, AJ, he gets away right there.
Yeah, premature shots coming through from Dre. He had the opportunity to just run Assassin down, but he allowed him to get away instead. And you got to respect the movements out of the snowboard play by Assassin, man. He truly is an assassin, but what he also is that does not be, that's not told in his IGN is a survivor. And Dre misses Assassin by a mile, but hops on out. PPSH this time round does not miss. ENE Phoenix, they've been damaged already. They've lost one of their top players, but his dog tag out there on the battlefield with a single survivor just means that ENE Phoenix can still make a comeback in this matchup before it's too late, Neptune.
Yeah, and he was buying time in there, and a lot of time has been spent in there by the Conquerors to chase him, and that's enough for him to get the dog tags back. But as we can see, the safe zone right now, it is one team who is taking the lead. It is Vagabonds Esports right now taking the lead into the safe zone, and this is not looking good for the rest of the team, because once Vagabonds Esports is in there, especially in the start of closing of this phase, and they might be targeting and gunning down those who are trying to enter.
Big fight as NRX 420 takes on the Four Kings. We see knocks coming through from both squads. No wipes just yet. Vagabonds Nomads on the other hand. As Travis knocks down Jabi, Ryujin shuts him out of the equation. No chip upgrade terminal struck yet by the players of 420. NRX 420 on the other hand going to town with the Four Kings. Instinct taken out of the equation. All thanks to Bobby. Help M4 LMG combination with the M21. Long range engagement guns. Both that M4 LMG, the current meta as it runs its battle course out there on the battlefield, and Bobby using it to perfection. Raygun, he got knocked down a little bit earlier on, but he managed to find a little bit of adjustments. Almighty Prime on the other hand engages with NRX 432. Once again, open ground battle. This is not a good spot for NRX 432. We've seen them lose those fights so many a times. Halo drop down, Chase strikes, and GB, they move on in for the finisher as they circle around from the back. But Joko, he has got that high ground advantage, which he lets go of, and now puts himself at a disadvantage. Almighty Dre on the other hand, hopping up onto a boulder, has got Joko in his eyes, and the onslaught from the Almighty Prime squad does not stop. It does not slow down.
A little bit bold for GB right now, going ahead of the rest of the teams, but I think the backup in there and as well as the skills will be able to help him. And this is the pull out that can be done. I mean, I think the teams right now, especially with Almighty Prime and some of the top teams, are timing themselves on how much time they spend trying to chase down and eliminate a squad. And if that has been wasted, probably 20-30 seconds, then that's when they pull out and then find a different approach. Now, Riley right now taking the high ground. Usually, the spot that has been taken by Vagabonds Esports, and this is the counter that they have been pulling out against the Vagabonds Esports, taking higher ground and pushing Vagabonds Esports out of the area. Thus, Vagabonds Esports, we might be seeing a lot more of early kills later on, especially with the gameplay that we've seen from Riley Esports.
Watts pulled out his hacking device, wanted to see exactly how many people he has in there, and he just got shocked because there are too many people. Ryujin going in for a couple of hacks as well. A lot of players are going to be disabled in this next circle, and I believe a biggest recipient of all of those hacks would be AXP Kratos. None of their players now have that information, and they go into the defensive. They pop those smokes around them. Nobody's going to be able to snipe them from afar. Nobody's going to be able to spray them down from afar. They have to wait for those teams to make the mistake. And AXP Eternals, I have to say, sorry, AXP Kratos, I have to say, that was a good adjustment, making use of their smokes to play the defensive game the moment they got hacked up, instead of just running into their deaths, Neptune.
Blinding versus blinding. I mean, that has been the tactic. Once you have been hacked, you can counter it with smokes of blinding the enemy, literally. And it's not just a minimap out there. They will have the advantage as well with a smoke bomber on their side, but we'll have to find out how will that work, because so far it is AXP Kratos on the edge of the safe zone, and Backbone's Nomads is just waiting for that push.
We are missing a lot of the engagements out there on the battlefield, and those are big fights. NRX 420 as well as the Four Kings, both under fire. Four Kings now. Dre has got the strike, but from the back line, what a backstab! He manages to take out the Four Kings from the equation. Question is, do we have any other survivors from the squad? Merc is gonna bleed out outside of the circle. Dre runs through. He needs a couple of extra golden mods for himself. Chase from afar. Clyde, opportunity, and Chase has got him numbered already. The rest of Almighty Prime trying to take advantage of the situation. NRX 420 still alive and kicking, and HGE just beyond the horizon. Almighty wants them all.
Yeah, all will be taken by Almighty, especially with the height that they have right now, and not so much that they will be spotted on the other side, but we have the Conquerors still on the hunt. They are going in a little bit aggressive, going in for the chase and vehicle gameplay. This often works, especially on the final stretch, on the final phase of the safe zone, trying to push out the enemy and then gunning them down once it's hit. But I think they will be seeing the side of ABC Mistake. But no! Secret has made a mistake of standing in front of ABC Mistake, but no one has made a move just yet.
Nobody just yet. And ABC, they know exactly what's in store for them. Annihilation if they make the wrong move. So they have to play this patiently. Almighty Prime, on the other hand, trying to tag up the vehicle of AXP Eternals. And it's on fire already. But the AXP Eternal squad hops on out of the vehicle. But they use it to perfection, finding a better defensive position for themselves. Almighty Prime, on the other hand, continues to go to town with all of the players out there on the battlefield. 9 slays so far. They're not slowing down. But this is such a risky position to hold on to, as all of the other teams are going on through this particular circle, looking for a good compound to work with defensively. Almighty Prime standing out in the open, picking knock after knock, kill after kill, but there's a timer on that aggression. You are going to be snuffed out if you stay out in the open, Neptune.
Yeah, quite amazed when no one is contesting this. We have one team from behind who might be doing so. It is Riley Esports, but they haven't made their move. I think it's because they still have Vagabonds Esports in there above them, and they cannot get away from that situation. But Almighty Prime right now, prime location as always, and we are seeing 3 teams battle it out on this high ground. Vagabonds Esports in there on the top, and we have the Conquerors in here in the mid, while on the other side, Riley will just be waiting. Yato has pulled out on this situation. Not a good move, because Riley will be on them as soon as they go in for the approach. And here comes Nash right now. Rewind to get away and get that information. But I think the rest will be doing the job, AJ.
Yeah, Blue shuts down Dre. Nash didn't need to hit that rewind earlier on. Luki just busting through all of those players with some wild shots. This is the Ninja. Can reposition quickly with the grappling hook, but it's just a little bit of a messy play coming through from the players of Vagabonds Esports at the moment. Off screen, Vagabonds Nomads taking the fight up to Zemiru, taking him out of the equation, and Esir shuts down PL. Almighty Prime now with a 2-pronged attack against all of those players that dare approach this hot drop against those 2 green ad drops. Chibi shuts down Ryujin. The players of Vagabonds Nomads getting taken out of the equation as well. This is just all out chaos, Neptune. 16 more players. Make that 14. Left from 4. Make 5 different squads.
And Almighty is just shooting all around, but they need to face the teams up front because the safe zone will be moving in. Vagabonds Esports still have the high ground. Snowboard on them. They will be going for the rush right now. And backstab coming in from Nash AJ. It might be a complete squad wipe, but there goes the pull out by Nash. And still in front right now. Will still challenge the Almighty Prime AJ.
Almighty Prime didn't know what to expect earlier on, but Nash, he's almost losing his armor already. He's just playing the aggressive fight. He wants to take the kills. Is this a good move? Dre needs to turn around. He doesn't. Nash eats him up. And Vagabonds Esports, Nash alone, playing all of the role of slaying out the players of Almighty Prime. Right in front of him now, Riley Esports, the nemesis that Vagabonds Esports has made from the semifinals 1 out here to finish them up as well. Nash knows exactly where Kotaro is. Kotaro, there's no hiding for him. Pops out a quick smoke, blocks out the vision from the left-hand side. But Nash has his third eye open. He continues going in for those shots. The Odin just putting up a little bit too much of pressure. Snowball from the left-hand side. Kotaro still in his eye. Hits that rewind. Kotaro hasn't responded yet, Neptune.
Yeah, he was just hanging back, armoring up, and popping that smoke, and it's a good plan by Kotaro right now. All he has to do is just to get away, but there's no getting away. Oh no, Nash is in there, who went for the rewind, might be the next target right now, but going into 360, and Kotaro with its slide, still not making it. Nash in there taking the kill, and the slayer of Vagabonds Esports clutching this.
Oh, so clutching it indeed, man. We talked about the third eye of Vagabonds Esports so many times in the past, and you saw the third eye in action once again. There was no matter where Kotaro hid, there was no point of him hiding at all. Nash knew his position every single moment of that matchup, and yes, you could pin that particular action on the fact that he has so much of experience playing Battle Royale in Call of Duty Mobile from the inception of it. This guy was an absolute slayer in that final circle, and he single-handedly took the fight to Almighty Prime, who almost dominated this lobby, Neptune. If Almighty Prime wasn't snuffed out by Nash with that backstab,